If there's something that I learned about self-esteem, is that, like Joel said, the first thing you need to do is to liberate yourself from the views of other people, to have your own self-esteem. I used to, because of the way I grew up and the way the people I start meeting when I was younger, I start to be ashamed of who I was. I'm the son of a great man, a man that is loved all over my country. But between, I don't know, 18 and 25, I was kind of ashamed of who my father was. And he did great things for his country. But because I was in France, the land of the haters, with people always telling me, yeah, you guys, da, 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 da. And you start like being ashamed of your legacy, or your legacy of your parents. And it took me a lot of times, a lot of years to start being proud of who I was, and proud of what was my name, and proud to be, yeah, I'm his son. And because you are the son of a man that is larger than life, you are trying to find yourself also in this space. You are trying to do your name. And the more I was, making my name as a singer, I realized that the only thing that I needed was to know that my father and my mother were proud of me. And in terms of self-esteem, the first lesson that I learned is that you have to be able to define success. A lot of people believe that success is what is said on TV. Success is having 10 houses. Success is having a boat. Success is driving the best cars. Success is having so much money that you don't even like humanity anymore. Or success is having 10 girls or a harem or whatever. And you have to ask yourself, is it success what people think of me? Is it success what other people defined? Or is success what I view as success? People think that my success is what they see. I make good money. I have a beautiful family. I have beautiful kids. And people believe that, Keisha is successful. He's having so many hit songs. He's here. He's traveling around the world. Everything he touched turns to gold. He started his club Shada. It's already a success. Blah, 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 blah. All this to me is not success. Success to me is seeing pride in my father's eyes, seeing pride in my mother's eyes, seeing a smile on a fan. If I'm singing for 10,000 people and I have one person that is smiling, crying, is telling me that they were having a bad day, and after seeing me, they're having a good day, or after coming to the club Shada, listening to me for 10 minutes, 1 hour, 3 hours, they leave with information, they leave with motivation, they leave happy. They give me €5 in the super chat. This is success to me. Does it mean that it should be success for you? No. Everybody has to define their own success to be liberated from the chains of the definition of success that is set by other people who don't come from your path of life, who don't come from your culture, who don't understand what is success in your culture, who don't understand what you go through, who don't understand who are your parents, who don't understand what you've been through. Maybe for you, success is having a different girl every week. Who am I to come and say that this is not success? Maybe this was your dream. Maybe success for you is having kids, a family, and a roof over their head. And maybe for you, this is more than enough, and you don't need to be famous, you don't need to shine, you don't need etc., etc. As long as you know what is success for you. It took me a long time to assume that I'm one of the people who changed the sound of Zouk. I'm one of the people who changed the sound of Kizomba. I'm one of the people who changed the sound of African music. There wouldn't be a lot of these guys today if it was not for me. And if you ask them, they will say, of course, Keishan Likwa is the song I grew up to. So, of course, I've been inspired by this song. Or One Love, or Question My Heart, or Something Going On, or Bien Plus Fort Que Mes Mots, or Love de Toi, or Si Tu Veux de Moi, or Fiona, or etc., etc., etc. It took me a lot of years after doing these albums, sometimes 10 years, to be able to say to myself, wow, I changed the game. Not just because I was humble. Humility is part of it, but it was also because I was scared to accept it myself. I was scared because I received so much hate for what my contribution to art, to the Afro-Caribbean art. And even the people from home in Congo. You think you are from the West Indies? You Pampouin Antillais. Who you think you are? I'm like, yo, nobody's happy here. Let me just do my music. And you know, at a point, years ago, my mom came to me and, I remember like my dad was kind of disappointed in the beginning that I chose to do music because, I understand his point of view. Like all these sacrifices and he wants to sing. What the fuck? What did I do to And so, it stayed with me like, but passion and then, I don't know, when I was, 30 or 32, I don't remember. I was talking to my mom on the phone and one day she tells me, every time your dad goes to meet a president, my dad meets presidents all the time. And she was like, hey, your dad was with Omar Bongo, he gave him your CD. He was with Abdou Diouf, he gave him your CD. He was with X, he gave him your CD. He was with whatever, he gave him your CD. Like, your dad has like hundreds of your CDs. I was like, what? Yeah. Your dad, when he goes to Paris, he buys a whole box of your CDs and he gives it to all the politicians he meets. And he's like, yeah, I'm Keisha's dad. Do you know what it is when your dad has created some laws, your dad has created some of the good things, the small good things in your country, and he's like, we're talking about people who have ruled countries. So like, what are you? You're a musician? You're nothing compared to what he does. But you know what it is when you are the kid of that person and you're kind of nothing compared to what they are. At your age, they already had like 5 houses and millions. And you don't even own a house or whatever. You see what I mean? And when my mom told me, oh, your dad is so proud of you. Your dad is proud to say that he's your dad. And sometimes it's funny. People don't believe that he's your dad for real. That's why he calls you sometimes and pass you people to prove that he's your dad. Or he has photos of you now. I'm like, and this was like the first day I had tears of joy of being who I was and choosing my own path. And I felt that I was successful. Because, to me, making money, when you grew up in money, you don't have the same relationship with money. It's just you go from your parents' money to your money. And if your parents had way more money than you and still have way more money than you, actually, you're making your own money. You're proud that you have your own money, and you don't call every month to say, "Hey, can you send me some money?" I'm proud of the fact that I never asked money to my parents ever. But you don't see success as that. So is it gonna be fame? No, because your parents are famous. They known all over your country. Like your dad has photos with all the presidents of the world. Since he was like 20 years old, he's been and your parents are royalty. So you famous? Yeah, listen, like, do you talk to Obama? Do you talk to Sarkozy? Do you talk to these people? No. So you famous to what? In the West Indies and in small clubs But when that person who is your hero is proud of you, you are liberated. You are validated. And this is why ever since I had that validation, I started not really caring about the opinions of a lot of people. I value the opinions of the people who listen to my music, the people who enjoy my music, the people who support my music. But I don't value the opinions of people who come with baseless opinions. C'est de la merde. Block. I don't even engage in conversation with the idiots. And I learned to appreciate my own value and my own contribution to art. I learned to appreciate my own contribution in everything I do and my own voice. And I think a lot of people struggle with self-esteem because they look for validation from the wrong people.